Your life as a royal food taster. You're born hungry. Not poetically hungry, like for greatness or love or divine purpose. No, just hungry. Stomach gnawing, dirt licking, rat chasing hungry. Your mother says you're lucky to be born inside the palace walls, even if it's just the servant quarters. She says that with a mouthful of bread she stole, and eyes that haven't held hope since the plague took your older siblings. Your father, if you can call the half-drunk meat carver, who occasionally tosses you scraps, father, only speaks in burps and curses. You learn early that the only thing warmer than a fireplace is standing near the kitchen ovens. But you better move fast, because everyone wants the bones with the marrow still in them. At 5 years old, you already know what hunger is, what desperation tastes like. It tastes like burnt onion peels and the grease that slides off a roast. Someone else gets to eat. But then one day, you get chosen. The steward comes with his sour face and pointy shoes, lifts your chin, sniffs like he's testing meat. Thin, he says, but fast. And you don't have the look of a puker. That's how you're selected. Not for your wits, not for your loyalty, not even for your taste, just for your stomach. You're going to be a food taster. The training is short. Mostly it involves not dying. They don't teach you much. Just the basics. Sip slowly. Wait. Don't swallow anything suspicious. Know the signs. Metallic taste, numb lips, sudden sweat, blood from the nose. Vomit fast if something feels off. Always keep charcoal and vinegar nearby. And if you collapse, do it away from the king. You're 10 years old, officially the royal food taster. Your job is simple. Eat before the king does. If you die, he doesn't. There are no second chances in your job. No promotions, no retirement plans. Just one long dinner party where you're always sitting one seat from death. They dress you in servant's linen, give you a silver fork, not for status, but because silver tarnishes with certain poisons. Handy trick. Your first meal is roast duck in fig sauce. Smells divine. Could kill you in seconds. You chew slowly, heart racing. You've never eaten duck before. You're not sure if the burning in your throat is poison or just seasoning. The king watches from his throne-like chair at the head of the table, lazy and smiling, one hand resting on his swollen stomach, the other on his jeweled knife. He's got 4 tasters. You're the youngest. The others look like they've seen death wink at them more than once. Turns out the duck is fine. You live. But the wine at supper, not so lucky. Taster number 3 doesn't even finish his sip. Chokes, gurgles, then falls forward into the soup. They drag him out quietly, but you see the twitch in the king's cheek. Not fear, annoyance. The wine was a rare import. Here's something they don't tell you. Most poisonings don't happen because someone hates the king. They happen because someone wants to impress someone else. A rival noble, a lover, a priest who preaches about divine vengeance. And sometimes, it's just the chef, angry that the king insulted his stew. The kingdom's most dangerous weapon isn't a sword, it's ego. And you're standing between all of them and the king's belly. By 13, you can identify over a dozen poisons by scent alone. Arsenic is sweet. Deceptively sweet. Belladonna has a faint bitterness like overbrewed tea. Hemlock tastes like celery. Which would be funny if it weren't fatal. You keep a running list in your head. What burned your throat? What made your vision blur? What caused 4 days of vomiting and a priest at your bedside? Your body builds a kind of tolerance. Or maybe it just gives up fighting. There's history in your job. Ancient Romans had tasters. Claudius, the emperor, died from poison mushrooms even with one. Either the taster failed, or the taster was in on it. In Renaissance Italy, the Borgias made poison an art form. A well-fed taster in Florence once caught 27 attempts on his duke's life before finally dying from bad fish. Sometimes the food kills you before the poison even gets a chance. You memorize these stories like bedtime tales, grim little lullabies. By 16, your friends are mostly cooks and servants, the kind of people who have accepted their station in life, but still get nervous when they see a cup poured from the wrong bottle. You sleep in a stone room near the kitchen with a chamber pot and a cot barely wide enough for your shoulders. You don't mind. You're still alive. Some days are uneventful. Bread, stew, roasted fowl. Other days you can feel the suspicion in the air. Tight shoulders, servants walking a little faster. That pause when the cup is passed to you. Your stomach tightens before your jaws even move. You develop rituals. Small, absurd things. A whispered word before the first bite. A tap on the goblet before each sip. Superstition? Definitely. But when you eat poison for a living, a little magic can't hurt. Then comes the incident. You're 20. A guest from the southern provinces, a minor lord with a major grudge, attends dinner. The meat pies arrive and you're distracted. You take your bite, chew, swallow. 3 seconds later, your throat tightens. You feel the sweat before the pain. Your skin crawls. Vision blurs. You stumble, grab the table. Someone shouts. Your ears ring. You throw up onto the marble floor just in time. The queen shrieks. The guards close in. They smell your vomit like wolves, testing a kill. The southern lord is escorted out in chains. His chef is never seen again. You survive, barely. The king promotes you, not with land, not with gold. He gives you a bigger room. By 25, you're the senior taster. They bring the new kids to you, all wide-eyed and skinny, stammering questions like, "What's the worst thing you've tasted?" You tell them the truth. A pear compote that made you bleed from the gums for 3 days. Turns out, someone dipped the fruit in powdered glass. They ask if it's worth it. You shrug. You've never starved. You've never been whipped. You've never fought in a war. For a peasant-born nobody, that's as close to royal privilege as you're going to get. But you also haven't slept through the night in years. The job follows you even when you're not working. You stop trusting your own food. You bring a taster to your own wedding. Yes, you get married. Somehow. She's a baker's daughter. Smells like flour and cinnamon. She likes that you don't carry a sword. Doesn't ask what you do until the 3rd date. Then she laughs. "I guess that's noble work," she says. "Dying so someone else doesn't." You think about that sentence every time your tongue goes numb. Age 30. You're burned out, but the king is fatter than ever. No one likes him anymore. That means more attempts. Everyone wants to poison a tyrant. Suddenly you're sipping soup, like it's Russian roulette. Even your blood feels tired. Your fingers tremble before every meal. The worst part? You're good at your job. So they won't let you go. They've replaced the master of horses 3 times, the castle scribe twice. But you're still the one chewing on goose liver and praying it wasn't rubbed in nightshade. One day you get a letter from the apothecary. It confirms what you already knew. Your liver's failing. Years of low-dose poison, even the stuff you survived, has been chipping away at you. Your insides are peeling like old parchment. You tell the steward you want to retire. He laughs. The king says only traitors retire. You nod. Then you do something stupid. You fake your death. A well-placed dose of powdered root. Makes your pulse slow. Your skin pale. You collapse in the corridor during a routine breakfast. They bury you in the paupers section. No guards, no mourners, no one even bothers to check your pulse twice. You wake up 3 hours later, dig yourself out, and disappear. You spend the next 5 years living by the sea, fishing, eating only what you cook. You tell the villagers your name is Milo, and you used to be a spice merchant. They never question it. You know too much about garlic and cloves for it to be a lie. Your wife joins you. You bake bread. You get fat. You smile, for the first time in years, without checking for blood in your teeth. You hear rumors from travelers. The king died. Not from poison, gout. A bloated tyrant felled by rich food and richer pride. Some say he never replaced you. Got paranoid. Refused to eat unless his son tried the dishes first. Poetic, really. You die old, peacefully. No silver fork, no screams. Just the scent of warm bread, the sound of seagulls, and your wife's fingers in your hand. They never write your name in history books, no statues, no songs, but somewhere in the castle archives, there's a page that lists how many attempts you survived. 32. And underneath that, a single note. Taster retired, no known replacement, risk level increased. Let them choke on that.